This class is a strength and flexibility class, building strength where we need it and increasing flexibility where perhaps we're tight. Please always be aware of your body's own needs, rest when you need to, and modify any pose that you like. We'll start in down dog. Keeping your heels down as best you can. Bend your knees slightly. Feet apart. We're going to be squeezing the big toes together, keeping the heels slightly apart. Being aware of what that feels like for you. Building strength in the legs, inner thigh muscles working. Next, we're going to walk or jump forward to chair pose into our high squat. Arms above the head, interlacing the fingers, palms towards the sky. While we're here, we're going to be gently pulling our hands apart from each other, engaging the muscles of the arms. Trying to keep your breath smooth. When you're ready, letting the hands come back to the ground, walking the feet back into down dog. This time we're going to keep the heels together and our toes apart, finding a different way to stretch in down dog. Still squeezing the legs together. Heels inwards, toes outwards. Knees slightly bent. When you're ready, jump or walk forward into a squat. Elbows to the inside of the knees, hands to the heart. And then coming up into a forward bend. Toes slightly turned out, keeping the knees bent. Hands can be on the floor. Chin forward, stretching the neck. Squeezing the heels together. If it's available to you, you can lift the hands and fold them underneath your chest, still stretching the chin forward. Knees are still slightly bent, squeezing the heels together. When you're ready, hands back to the floor, stepping the legs back into down dog. Legs are going to be wide, heels wide, toes lifted. Keeping the knees bent. Lifting the toes. Heels outwards. When you're ready, raising the right leg up towards the sky into 3-leg down dog, then bringing it forward up to your hands, coming into a low lunge. While we're here, we're going to be still squeezing our legs together, keeping a gentle contraction of the muscles to help those legs coming together. Being aware of the hip flexors on the left-hand side. Lifting the arms up and monkey grab your hands together, One hand on top of the other, and again gently pull the arms apart. Not forgetting to keep squeezing the legs together. And then when you're ready, swapping the grip of the hands so the other hand is on top. Still drawing the legs together, still gently trying to separate the arms. While we're here, notice your breath be smooth. On the inhale, extending into the pose. And on the exhale, while still keeping the muscles engaged, soften into the pose a bit more if you can, letting the exhale create relaxation in the nervous system while still keeping strong in the muscles. When you're ready, let your hands come back down to the floor, straightening the front leg into a straight leg forward fold. Keeping the legs active by squeezing them together and a soft bend in the front leg. This helps to keep the ligaments and tendons safe. Staying here, drawing the legs together. Neck relaxed. Once more, coming up into a high lunge. Again, keeping on drawing those legs together. Let the arms come up above your head, taking that monkey grip again. Letting the arms gently pull apart, being aware of your breath. On the inhale, coming into the pose, and on the exhale, soften, yet still being strong. When you're ready, swapping the grip of the hands, smooth breath. Next, letting the hands come back down to the floor, taking the right leg back into down dog. This time, the toes face in, the heels are out, lifting the toes up, squeezing the legs together. Inhale and activate the pose, making it stronger, and exhale, relaxing into it. Keeping the knees bent here. Squeezing the legs together. When you're ready, lifting the left leg high, stepping it forward into a low lunge. Doing everything on the left hand side, again, drawing the legs together. Monkey grip the hands, lifting them above the head, gently pulling the arms apart. Strong active legs, and swap the grip of the hands, being aware of your breath, keeping it smooth, resting any time that you need. Let the hands come back down to the ground, straightening the front leg, coming into your single leg forward fold, with a soft bend in the front knee, again drawing the legs together, keeping those leg muscles active. Staying here with a relaxed neck, breath smooth. With each exhale, softening into the pose. On your next inhale, coming up to high lunge, again drawing the legs together, lifting your arms up, monkey grip above your head. Notice your breath. Activating the pose on the inhale, exhale, softening, relaxing into the pose, yet still staying strong. Swap the grip of the hands, drawing the arms apart. When you're ready on the exhale, letting the hands come back down to the earth, back into down dog. Toes in, heels out, lifting the toes up off the ground, squeezing the legs together, staying here. Inhale, activating the pose. Exhale, relaxing into it, keeping the knees bent. Remember, our aim is to strengthen our weakness and to increase our flexibility in our tighter areas. Walking our feet up now to our hands, keeping the knees bent. Belly comes to rest on the thighs, so bend your knees as much as you need to do this, keeping the belly and the thighs together. Press your big toes together, heels are out, squeezing the legs together. Now extend your sit bones high as much as is comfortable, bringing the weight forward to the front of your feet and let your head relax. Squeezing the legs together. Noticing your breath. Exhale, relax into the pose, yet keeping it strong and active. Coming down now onto your knees, into a gate pose. Taking the left leg out to the side, foot can face outwards or it can face forward. Leaning over onto the left leg, pressing the outer foot to the floor, keeping that leg active. Opening up the chest, arm extended up and over the head if that feels okay. Looking up if that's okay. Remember, inhale, opening. Exhale, relaxing into the stretch, keeping the bottom leg active. And when you're ready on your inhale, come back to center and we'll swap the legs over to the other side, right leg out. And keeping the outside of that right leg pressing firmly into the ground. Leaning to the side, keeping the chest open. Looking up if that's okay. Extending the arm up and over the head. Being aware of your breath, keeping it smooth, inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, come back to center. Coming back into down dog. Stepping one foot forward. And we'll come up into triangle pose. We're turning the right foot out. Drawing our legs together. A soft bend in the front leg. Leaning over to the right hand side. Keeping our chest open. Our shoulders draw in and away from our ears. Our arms are active. Ribs are active to keep our spine straight and to keep our abdominals strong. Actively stretch. Head can look up to the thumb of the top arm. Remember, still squeezing those legs together. Active pose, staying here, inhaling and exhaling, being aware of your breath. When you're ready, bending the front knee, letting the left hand come to the floor, still keeping the chest open. Intensifying the right leg load by trying to lift the front leg off the ground. So taking that action even though it won't happen. Letting the top arm extend up and over the head if that feels okay. Looking up, staying here with the action of trying to lift that right leg up off the ground. Next, lift the heel of the right leg up, keeping the muscles underneath that right foot nice and strong. Being aware of your breath again, inhaling into it, exhaling, relax and soften, but staying active. When you're ready, both hands coming to the ground, coming into the center, wide leg. Keeping your knees bent softly, legs drawing together, lifting up halfway, arms out to the side, staying here, letting your chin reach forward, stretching the muscles of your neck. When you're ready, lifting all the way up through the center, and we'll work towards the left-hand side, coming into our triangle pose, keeping the left leg bent slightly, drawing the legs together, leaning to the side, active in our stretch, opening the chest, strong arms so our shoulders are drawing in and away from our ears. Ribs are drawing in to activate our abdominals. Open the chest up. Be aware of your breath, smooth in and out. Active on the inhale, relaxing on the exhale. When you're ready, bending that front knee, letting your left hand come to the ground, keeping the chest open, extending the top arm up to the ceiling or above the head. And again, intensify this by trying to lift the front leg off the ground, even though it won't. Stay with your breathing, keeping it long and smooth. Resting when you need to. Then lifting the heel of the left leg up off the floor and staying here, activating the muscles underneath the foot. Being aware of your breath. When you're ready, coming into your wide leg forward bend. Knees are bent softly, squeezing the legs together still. Lifting up halfway, arms out to the side. Reaching your arms forward into a wide leg down dog. What we're going to do is gently pull your hands towards your feet, even though they're still planted to the ground, into an active down dog. Drawing the legs together, knees softly bent. Gentle activation of the upper back muscles, the muscles under your armpits by pulling the hands to the feet. Breathing is smooth. When you're ready, Bringing your feet back together, keeping your hands on the ground where they are, coming into a child pose but with the knees off the ground. The hands are actively pushing away to help us stay here. When you're ready, you can step or jump forward into a squat, and then step or jump backwards into your child pose, knees off the ground, hands pushing away. Doing that 3 more times. Jumping or stepping forward, jumping or stepping back. On your next step forward, coming into a full squat, legs are quite wide, elbows on the inside of your knees, knees squeezing together, elbows pushing away, hands towards the center of your heart. Legs are squeezing together, elbows pressing apart. Keeping your arms here, lifting your buttocks high, but still pressing the elbows into the knees and still drawing the knees into the elbows. Then releasing the elbows from the knees. Coming into a forward bend by straightening the legs slightly more and holding onto the ankles. Here you will squeeze your legs together, let your neck relax, but draw your elbows apart. So in your bent knee forward bend, squeezing your legs together, drawing your elbows apart, holding onto your ankles, let the neck relax. Noticing your breath. On the inhale, ribs expanding perhaps on the back, and on the exhale, relax and soften into the pose, even though it's still active in your legs and your arms. When you're ready, let the hands come to the ground, back into a down dog. Here, increasing the load on the arms by pressing the arms into the ground stronger. The hands are pressing into the floor, pressing the arms away from the feet, pressing the hands away from each other and the feet away from each other. Active on the inhale, relaxing on the exhale, even though the pose is still strong. And when you're ready, coming back down to your knees, hands and knees. Bringing the left leg forward now. Let the knee come to the center between the arms. Bring your back heel in towards the center, so there's a long line flowing from the front to the back of the body. In here, you're still drawing your legs together. Let your forearms rest on the ground if that's comfortable for you. When you're ready, come back to hands and knees and we'll swap over to the right hand side. Let the right knee come into the center between your hands. Left leg behind you, drawing the legs together. When you're ready, coming back into down dog again. Again, extending the right leg up, 3-leg down dog, opening up the right hand side. So looking under your right arm, letting your right hip come to the sky, bending the right knee, letting the heel come towards the buttocks, Press the knee away, activating a thigh stretch. Heel is towards the glutes. Pressing the hands away from the feet. Coming forward now into a pigeon pose. Right knee towards the right wrist. Once there, letting our chin rest in the palm of our hands, and we'll be pressing our chin into the hands. So we're stretching the muscles of the throat while the muscles are still active by pressing our chin down. Keeping the back leg, the left leg, pressing strongly into the earth, keeping the back leg active. When you're ready, hands come back to the floor, coming back into our down dog. We'll do the same on the left-hand side. Left leg up, 3-leg down dog, opening up to the left-hand side, heel towards the buttock, pressing the knee away, opening up the thigh, pressing the hands away from the feet. Coming into a left side pigeon, letting the left knee come to the left wrist. When you're ready, letting the chin rest in the palm of your hands. Pressing down the chin into the palm of the hands, stretching the neck while still being active. The back leg is once more pressing strongly into the earth. Staying here with your breath. Inhale, active. Exhale, relaxing. Once more, pressing back into your down dog. Legs and feet pushing away from each other. Lifting up the right leg, 3-leg down dog. Coming forward into lizard pose, so the back knee is on the ground. The front leg is forward and bent on the outside of the hands. Staying here, perhaps staying on your hands, or you can bend your arms and let the forearms rest on the floor. Come back up onto your hands, keeping a soft bend in your elbow. Shoulders are away from your ears, legs still squeezing together. Back leg pressing down. Then we can move into this dynamically. So when you're ready, bending the elbows, keeping them close into the side, working into the triceps. Lowering halfway down and coming back up. Exhale, lowering halfway down, then coming back up. Perhaps you can lower halfway down till your chin might come close to the earth, or not. 3 more times, lifting up, strong legs squeezing together still. Exhale, lowering down. When you're ready, arms straighten, letting the legs come back together in plank, squeezing the legs together in plank, strong legs, small bend in the elbows. We'll do the same on the left-hand side. Back into down dog. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, bringing it forward, leg to the outside of the arm, back knee on the ground. Keeping a soft bend in the elbows. Perhaps you might like to let your forearms come to the floor, or the arms can stay straight. Shoulders are away from your ears. Legs still squeezing together. When you're ready, we'll do some movement dynamically, so lowering halfway down, being aware perhaps in your triceps, the back of the arms, and inhaling coming up. Lowering and lifting, perhaps coming down so that maybe the chin is close to the floor, or not. That's okay too. Squeezing the legs together. When you're ready, hands flat on the ground, coming back into your plank. Back into your down dog. Walking the feet up towards the hands. Then holding on to the back of the ankles. Lifting the buttocks up, opening, straightening the legs. For a little bit of fun here, we can walk, keeping the hands on the ankles, walk 3 steps forward and 3 steps back. One more time, walking forwards, walking back. And if you want to try, jumping 3 times forward and jumping 3 times back. Or you can stay with the walk. One more time. Let the hands come to the ground one more, into down dog, rocking forward into a high plank, then coming down into our 8-pointed pose. So let the knees come down to touch the ground, bending the elbows, letting the chin come gently to the ground. Chin, chest, hands, knees, and feet. When you're ready, coming into our up dog, letting the chest come through the upper arms. We're going to keep our elbows soft, squeezing our shoulder blades down, opening the chest, squeezing the armpits. An active up dog, shoulders away from the ears. Being aware of your breathing, keeping it smooth and long. Active up dog. When you're ready, coming back into child pose, arm extending in front of you, toes tucked under. When you're ready, you can either jump or walk forward into a squat, and then gently sitting back down onto your buttocks. When you're ready, taking hold of your feet, rocking back to balance on your buttocks, keeping your spine tall and strong, holding the feet together, squeezing the legs together. Now bending the knees, keeping a hold of the feet. Press your feet together. From here now, take your legs wide and try and straighten your legs as best you can. While staying here, you're trying to squeeze your legs together, and at the same time, your arms are gently pulling your legs apart, creating resistance, keeping the back strong, being aware of your breath. Legs squeezing together, arms gently drawing them apart again. Keeping your breath smooth. When you're ready, bending your knees, letting your feet come to the floor. On your next inhale, extend your arms up above your head, and on the exhale, keeping your back strong and straight, leaning back. Then when you're ready, rolling all the way down, bringing your knees into your chest, gently pulling your knees into your chest, with your arms, as well as trying to press the knees away, creating resistance. Then releasing the legs, letting the feet come down to the floor, arms down by your side next to your hips. Flowing with our breath now on the inhale, lifting the hips up high, chest to the chin, and exhale, lowering back down. 2 more times with your breath, inhaling, lifting up, exhaling, lowering down. 1 more round. This time on your next inhale, lifting up and staying. Pressing the palms and the arms into the earth. Pressing the feet into the earth, lifting the hips high, chest to chin. Staying here or interlacing the fingers beneath your back if you can, still pressing down with the arms. Being aware of your breath. Exhaling and lowering back down again. Next we'll be coming up into full wheel pose. So if this is not something that might be available to you right now, you're welcome to lift up your back body by perhaps laying on a bolster or a pile of cushions and doing the pose from there. Even though you're not in the full expression, we can get the same effect by laying on something higher. Or if you would like to roll over onto your belly and come up into bow pose, banging the heels into the buttocks, grabbing on top of the feet, pressing your feet into your hands, lifting up that way, opening up your heart. Or if you're coming into full wheel, with the knees bent, feet on the ground, press into the feet, lifting the hips up, getting a nice strong base. Letting the hands come to approximately beside the head, strong arms pushing up into the hands, lifting the hips up high, being aware of how this feels for you. And once there, the hands and the feet are pushing away from each other in all 4 directions. Strong pose, pushing away the hands and the feet from each other in all 4 directions. Staying here, being aware of the breath. Inhaling, coming into the back bend more. Exhaling, relax, softening even though it's still active. If you're on the ground on the bolster again, hands and feet are pushing away from each other, pressing into the earth. If you're in upward bow, pressing the hands into the feet. When you're ready on your exhale, lowering back down, gently, all the way back down. Perhaps taking a rest on the ground for a few seconds. Once again, pressing your arms into the floor, rolling your legs up, lifting your hips up, coming into half shoulder stand, making sure the neck is long on the ground, finding that balance so there's not much weight on the hands of the lower back. The feet are above the head. And we'll be pressing the elbows down into the earth, pressing the soles of the feet to the sky, toes extending towards the nose. If half shoulder stand isn't for you, you can lay on your back with the feet straight up in the air. If you're laying with your feet in the air, still actively press down into the floor with your hands. Press your feet up to the ceiling, staying active. In half shoulder stand and laying on the floor with your feet up, still be aware of the breath. Elbows pressing down into the earth, extending the feet up. When you're ready, in both positions, we can let our feet come up over the head, perhaps holding onto our thighs or our calves or our feet. Letting the buttocks be away from the heels. Press the feet into the hands. And again, let the buttocks move away from the feet. Feeling the stretch having an effect on the fascia of the whole back of the body. Inhale, intensifying the hold, and exhale, relaxing into it, even though the pose is still active. When you're ready, rolling down, coming into an active, happy baby. Letting the knees work their way down beside the chest, underneath the armpits. Holding onto the bottom of the feet, and you'll be pressing your feet into the hands and pulling the hands back down. Creating resistance, being aware of the breath. Inhale, activate the pose, and exhale, relaxing more into it. Moving with the breath. And when you're ready, release the feet. We'll come into a gentle twist, keeping the arms up at shoulder height, letting the feet and the legs roll over to one side while turning the head in the opposite direction. Inhale back to center, exhale to the other side. Twisting side to side with your breath. Inhale center, exhale to the side. On your next inhale, come back up to the center. Let the feet come back to the floor. Hands come back down beside your hips. Being aware that our neck is long on the ground, we're going to be pressing the back of the head into the earth. Chin is tucked slightly in towards the throat. And you have an open mouth. We'll stick our tongue out. Keep pressing the back of the head into the floor. And then turn your eyes up, trying to look above you. Stretching the neck and the head and the face. Staying here, being aware of the breath. Letting it flow with your breath. On your exhale, relaxing once more. Then taking your thumbs, placing them on the inside of a closed fist. We're going to lift our hands up above our head and we're going to press our fists into the ground while at the same time pressing our heels and our legs into the ground. So we're fully pressing into the ground. The whole back of our body is strong. The front body is lifting. Eyes lifting, looking up. Even the tongue is to the roof of the mouth, pressing firmly into the ground with the back of our body. Front of the body feels like it's lifting, elevating up, staying strong, being aware of how we're breathing. Stay pressing into the ground with the back of the body, opening the front. Breath is smooth and long. And then relax, release any tension, letting the arms come back down by the side if you like. Being aware with each exhale, relaxing even further. Soften everywhere in your body. Each exhale, soften even more. Soften your belly. Soften your back. Feel your whole body exhaling. Feel your whole body relaxing, softening with each exhale. Once again, start moving the body gently at first, whichever way feels most comfortable for you. When you're ready, no rushing, roll onto your side, taking a few breaths there on your side, resting. Only when you're ready, come to sit up in a comfortable position. On a next inhale, take a long inhale. And on our exhale, we're going to either hum or om on our exhale. Long inhale. Opening your eyes. Thank you for joining me.